Childhood trauma can leave invisible survival reflexes that shape daily reactions long after the danger has passed. These childhood trauma patterns may appear when a canceled plan feels like rejection, rest creates guilt, or kindness triggers suspicion. You may remember events, but emotional memory works differently. Your mind may forget details while your body still remembers fear and danger. That is why small changes, silence, or even a sincere compliment can make you uneasy. These reactions are not always recognizable memories. They are assumptions formed when your nervous system learned that safety could disappear without warning. Many people mistake them for personality, never realizing they began as protection. Subscribe to Thalvin Psychology to understand the hidden patterns shaping you today. When a child lives with chaos, neglect, harm, or no safe adult, the body can remain trapped in stress for years. Ordinary stress can help a child adapt, learn, and recover. Toxic stress is different because the internal alarm keeps sounding after the danger is gone. What matters is not only what happened, but how long it lasted, how often it occurred, and whether anyone helped the child feel safe again. Two children can face a similar event and still be affected differently. One may have an adult offering comfort, protection, and reassurance. The other may be left to manage fear alone. The problem was not simply that the child felt stress. The problem was that the child had to stay stressed without enough safety or support. Over time, the nervous system treats uncertainty, silence, or changes as warning signs. A child does not understand neuroscience, trauma, or why the environment feels unsafe. The child only knows that something is wrong and that survival requires adaptation. Some children scan every face for danger before anyone speaks. Some become family peacemakers, trying to calm adults before conflict begins. Others stay quiet, hide their needs, please everyone, or chase perfection to avoid criticism. These reactions can follow four paths. Fight may look like anger, resistance, or control. Flight may appear as constant busyness, perfectionism, and an inability to stop. Freeze can create numbness, silence, and disconnection from emotion. Fawn can make pleasing others feel safer than expressing personal needs. None of these responses prove weakness. They were intelligent strategies created by a child with little power, limited choices, and no escape. The problem begins when these old strategies continue operating long after the original danger has ended. Survival responses that protected you in childhood can become exhausting when they keep operating in adult life. Constantly watching for danger can turn into anxiety that never settles. Being the family peacemaker can become a need to manage everyone's emotions while ignoring your own. Disappearing to stay safe can lead to disconnection from your feelings, needs, and identity. People-pleasing can make boundaries feel selfish, while perfectionism can create fear of mistakes and delay. These responses are not bad in themselves. The problem is that they are being used in situations that are no longer the same. It is like wearing armor that once saved your life, but has now become too heavy to carry. You may be safe in the present, yet your nervous system reacts as if you still have no choice. A small event happens now, but the emotional intensity comes from what your body believes it remembers. When painful things keep happening, a child may not understand that adults or circumstances are the problem. Instead, the child may conclude that they are not good enough, lovable enough, or responsible for the chaos. They may believe that being quieter, smarter, kinder, or more perfect could make everything safe. This is where shame begins to shape identity. Guilt says, "I did something wrong," and leaves room for repair. Shame says, "There is something wrong with me," and attacks the person instead of the behavior. In adulthood, shame may appear as rejecting compliments, apologizing without reason, feeling like an imposter, or fearing that others will discover the real you. It can make every mistake feel like evidence that you are unworthy of love. Shame rarely speaks loudly. It often sounds like an inner voice judging everything. Shame does not simply tell you that you failed. It tells you that failure revealed who you truly are. Research on adverse childhood experiences shows that greater exposure to hardship can increase the risk of struggles later in life. These effects may appear in mental health, physical health, relationships, work, finances, addictive behavior, and emotional regulation. But an ACE score is not a life sentence. Protective factors can reduce the long-term impact of a difficult childhood. A trustworthy adult, A caring teacher, a healthy friendship, a stable environment, supportive therapy, or a strong community can help create safety and resilience. Even one reliable relationship can change how a child understands trust, worth, and connection. Later experiences can also teach the nervous system that the world is not always dangerous. Risk is not destiny. A difficult childhood may explain certain struggles, but it does not remove your ability to change. Your past can influence your patterns without controlling every decision, relationship, or future possibility ahead. Childhood trauma does not always appear through dramatic memories or breakdowns. It often shows up during a normal day, hidden inside reactions that seem too strong for the situation. A message saying, "We need to talk," can make your stomach tighten before you know why. A small mistake at work may feel like proof that everything is about to collapse. A change in someone's tone, a long silence, or a compliment can trigger suspicion. Criticism may stay in your mind for days, while rest creates guilt instead of relief. The body notices a signal first. The nervous system reacts before conscious thought begins. Emotion rises, and then the mind searches for an explanation. Your boss sends a short reply, your body tenses without evidence of danger, and your thoughts spend hours inventing the reason. Sometimes the story comes after the reaction, because the body remembered before the mind understood it. Some adults unconsciously return to chaotic relationships or situations because chaos feels familiar, even when it hurts. This does not mean they enjoy pain or want unstable lives. It means their nervous system may recognize unpredictability as something it already knows how to survive. Calm, steady love can feel strange, boring, or even suspicious when instability once felt normal. Familiarity can masquerade as safety inside the body. Some people repeat chaos by choosing unreliable partners, tolerating emotional inconsistency, or staying in high-intensity situations. Others move in the opposite direction and try to control everything. They overplan, resist change, worry when others behave unexpectedly, and attempt to manage people, time, and outcomes. These patterns may look different, but they can come from the same fear of uncertainty. Some people repeat chaos. Others try to control every possibility. Both may be attempts to avoid feeling powerless again. Emotional flashbacks are different from ordinary memories because they may arrive without a clear image of the past. Instead, you may suddenly feel small, powerless, terrified, ashamed, abandoned, or convinced that something terrible is about to happen. The emotion can feel much larger than the situation in front of you. It may also feel strangely familiar, even when you cannot explain why. In that moment, you can feel as if you have no choices, despite being an adult now. Because the reaction feels current, the mind searches for a present-day problem to explain it. You can pause, name the feeling, look around, and remind yourself that you are here now. You can also delay major decisions until your body becomes calmer. If these reactions are frequent or overwhelming, professional support can help. Grounding restores perspective before fear takes control. Sometimes the feeling is old, even when the situation is new. Healing is not a straight path, and progress may include setbacks when old reactions return. Recovery begins by noticing old reactions, understanding their purpose, and separating past from present. It means practicing new responses repeatedly, even when familiar patterns still feel safer. Over time, you can learn that safety is real, your needs matter, and care is not weakness. Healing does not require erasing every trait you developed. The goal is to turn automatic survival habits into choices. You can remain observant without constantly scanning for danger. You can care for others without abandoning yourself. You can stay independent while still accepting help. You can be strong and still allow yourself to rest. The child you once were did not fail. That child survived with the tools available. Healing means letting your adult self take over now. Subscribe to Thalvin Psychology for deeper insight into emotional patterns, relationships, and identity. Thank you for watching and supporting Thalvin Psychology. Please subscribe, and let's keep exploring the psychology deep within us together.